Well, as you know, we find ourselves here again in one more extraordinary meeting. The last one was exactly in the aftermath of the Paris attacks. So we're here again, mourning this time innocent victims. They, the people of Belgium and their families, will have our full support. The attacks, of course, were a shock, but unfortunately, they did not come as a surprise. Every time we come together after such attacks, we repeat ourselves. Words and commitments mean very little if they are not acted upon, if they are not delivered. Citizens, we all know that, are tired. They are scared. I welcome that the ministers responded to my call to meet today, but I didn't just want to talk. Something needs to change. National security is, of course, the job of member states, but the threat of terrorism is common. So should be our response common. The Commission has taken already several initiatives to support member states, but sometimes I'm afraid there is a lack of political will, lack of coordination, and most importantly, in some cases, lack of trust. These terrible, these horrendous attacks cannot continue to be wake-up calls forever. We owe this to our citizens, all of them. So what do we need to do in the coming days, in the coming weeks, to prevent as much as possible this type of events to happen again? Two essential elements. First, improve on our exchange of information. And second, implement, put in practice what was politically agreed after previous attacks. On information exchange, firstly, the European Counter-Terrorism Center from Europol has become a reality. We have secured additional resources for it. Now, it is time for the European Union countries to make full use of it and to share more data. It must become the nervous center of our counter-terror strategy. We have agreed today to set up a joint liaison team of national experts. I urge member states to send their experts immediately and to share information. I have said this yesterday. We need to talk to each other, but also our systems, they also need to talk to each other. We cannot put our data into black boxes. Data must be interconnected to be useful. That is why in a few weeks I will present concrete ideas on how our information systems in border management and law enforcement can be better used, interconnected and interoperated. Political decisions were taken. Why are they not implemented? Our existing tools are useless if they are not put to proper use. Take, for example, the explosives used in Paris and in Brussels attacks. They were all homemade. We cannot allow terrorists to buy these substances so easily. We have already a regulation on explosives in place since 2013. Why is it not fully implemented? Other concrete examples. The PRUM system for police forensic data, the Schengen information system, the Interpol databases on stolen and lost travel documents. All these remain inconsistent and full of gaps in the field of implementation. I called on all ministers today to immediately start addressing that. I said that all of us have to take our respective responsibilities. I also told ministers that we cannot drag our feet with some pending files which are crucial. Remember, from last December, our agreement on PNR. Why is it still in place? Parliament has to vote to adopt it, and this has to happen now. EU countries have to swiftly use it. We cannot wait 2 years to implement. And we are more than happy today to have with us the Vice President of the European Parliament, present here in this meeting. Also, other critical pieces: the European Borders and Coast Guard proposal, the proposal on firearms, the new proposal directive on terrorism. These are really essential files that the Commission has proposed and that are waiting to be adopted and used. I urge everybody, especially Council and Parliament, to adopt these swiftly and to maintain the high level of ambition from the initial proposals. Otherwise, they will be meaningless for security. Finally, let us not forget the perhaps soft but equally important aspect of root causes and prevention from the very outset. The perpetrators of the Brussels attacks, just like the Paris attacks, were EU citizens. These are our citizens. Let me underline that I will continue to support Member States in their de-radicalization and inclusion efforts in all contexts, in schools, communities, prisons, and online. This is where we fight terrorists and hate speech. Working with Internet companies is crucial for this. Well, terrorism will not hold us back. To those that wish to divide us, we respond with unity, resilience, and determination, as our meeting demonstrates today. And this is a very strong message we want to send from this meeting, because that is what we stand for as Europeans. Thank you for your attention.